bolts, I think, over there. Hold on. So what do you think, man? It's looking pretty good, Danny.
Yeah, it's coming along quickly now.
Fuck yeah, looks pretty good. Trey, you should be here, buddy. Quit fucking the chick and come over here.
Hey, my fellow car guys and Mustang enthusiasts, I'd like to introduce you to friends over here at Home to Home Canine Orphanage. They're an amazing non-for-profit and have several animals in need. If you feel like you're interested in adoption or even making a simple donation, please follow the link in my video and hit them up. They definitely appreciate it.
All right, guys. So kind of show you kind of what's going on, what I got going on with the car. My friend Denny came over and we really knocked out a lot of work on this car. So I don't have a lot of videos of us actually doing it, but I'll kind of go over some of the things that we found and how we went through this. The 10 rib kit was definitely the 10 rib kit itself was easier to do. The alternator relocation bracket was a fucking pita, and I wish I would have recorded more. But let me show you what I kind of did, guys. Let me show you guys. So these things are still not in their way. This is still not, so I can move some of these things out of the way, hopefully. All right. For the 10 rib bracket, there's a piece that goes here and a piece that connects underneath here. So that does move it actually forward, as you guys can see. So getting that in there is a little bitch. You got a few pieces back here that bolt in underneath this. You got the bolt here, and there's a bolt underneath here, down here on the bottom. So I can show you guys that bolt there. So getting that in is easy. So once you get all that in, you just kind of line it up, and it actually sticks better. It is to the brake line. It's not touching it, but the bracket here does kind of almost butt up against it. The nice thing about this setup, let me take this with me, is getting to the back of the alternator is actually easier. So that does make it somewhat better for you. So let me go and show you guys the next piece of this. So that's going to be the 10 rib kit setup itself, which again is not terrible. If you've done the 6 rib, you've done the 10 rib. Though there are some changes with the alternator bracket. So you basically get your feed bracket in that goes in behind here. Same thing as you got connection up here, behind here, one down here, another one behind the water pump pulley. So basically it routes from here over this pulley, down, up, back down, back around, and around like that. This belt is a lot shorter, so that is basically the way that it routes with the 10 rib kit. A lot shorter. I'm going to say that's a 64-inch belt, something like that. The other belt was like a 117. We'll find out. So we did that today. We got the water pump completely installed, this done. We got the 10 rib, all that done down here. I had a brand new ARP stud. Unfortunately, I could not use the kinetic crank bolt. It was just becoming a bitch to get it in there. We decided the crank bolt actually worked for the brand new ARP stud. I decided to use that. So I still have that. Maybe one day I will revisit that. We were just tired of fucking with it. It took us about an hour. So that's that. But yeah, let me go and show you guys another piece of what else we got going on for tomorrow. I have another 4 hours left of work to do. I think that's going to be getting the plugs in, wiring this back up, getting the fuel in the back. That side's torqued down already. Going to need to do the same thing, wiring management, get these things in place, plugs in, torqued down, and then this side needs to still be torqued down for the head bolts for the cover. Then batteries going to go back in, those pieces. The radiator still has to go in. But I think that's it. Some wiring, and that's about it. I have some other stuff I'll talk about too, I guess, real quick. Painting the valve covers. Denko, I thought, did a good job. I did run into a little issues. I'm not going to call them out too much on this. I had to run a few bolts through, and my friend showed me a trick with using a grinder to kind of cut a slit to remove the buildup inside of it. I don't know if that's common with powder coating or someone who doesn't plug holes very well, but I had to dig out a few holes. One of the holes was the alternator hole up here. I had to grind out that. Everywhere else down here is pretty good. There's one bolt right back here behind my hand, right here, that I have to run in, and that's it. As far as the color goes, I mean, realistically, I don't think you see much now because of how much black there is and everything else. Another thing I talk about is changing out pulleys on this is not going to be a fun task. And maybe one of you guys can help me with this. So this guy right here, we were able to take a bolt, stick it out here, and then put a bar right here to kind of lift it up. It's a pain in the ass. If there's a special tool you know of that makes this easier, let me know. But to change out the pulley, you're going to have to remove this belt. This belt has to come off for the alternator to change out a pulley. And unfortunately, I think this belt is only good for this pulley. I think if I go to a 15 or a 275, it's a different belt. And if I go to a 25 or 35, I'm sorry, a 375 and a 350, they both each use different belts. So we'll find out. But my goal is to get this up and running tomorrow, hopefully, and we should have this back on the road. So if I have it back on the road, my goal is to take it out to HPJ sometime probably in February, maybe even January, depending on how nice it is in the salt. If that works, then I'm going to basically get a dyno for this again, see what it does. I'll probably get a hold of Lund and do some data logs with it, just to make sure everything is fine. I like to see kind of what this makes. If this is truly 15 pounds of boost and it makes 950 and 800 foot-pounds of torque, I'm probably going to leave it alone. I think I might end up changing pulleys once in a while, but I think that's going to be far and far few in between. The nice thing is if you guys do this setup, so again, you would have to move this, but these 3 bolts will remove the tensioner for this. When this is removed, you can see the bolts that are in there now, like the little hex ones and the bigger ones, like right there. There's a total of 9 bolts all around it. That can be removed, and then this balancer just pulls off. There's a tool that ATI makes. You can pull it off and change out from the 20% to the 10%. If you do the setup like I'm planning to do, if I need to run a pump gas to go like Mustang Week, I could take a weekend or 2 and swap it out and then do that. It's granted going to be a lot of work, especially with the fan in the way. I would probably have to remove the fan and the radiator just to get to that. But hey, that is what it is. All right, guys, it's been a good night talking to you guys. I'll get this video posted, and I'll show you guys some of the other things I've done. But that's where we're at, and I'll let you guys know where we're at tomorrow. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.